What is going on? I'm ZMOT. You might have seen my video where I put Heavy Zuka into Diamond. That is not going to be the case on this video. This video is all about the tanky tanks. Now, the reason for that is because I don't have smoke. I also don't have that choice node or barrage, so this tech tree very somewhat different. So season deuce, kudos to you, those of you who thought of that name, by the way. Just kicking me in the junk. As you can see here, I am sitting 5th in our task force. Payday and God Zeus sitting up there in Diamond. Now, 289 battles. My other account took me 488 to get to Diamond, which is the most I've ever had in a season. Like, that is just mind-blowing. Anyways, this account is all about the tanks. Our heavies are maxed. Bullit is not maxed. I am so tempted to get him maxed, but I'm going to be hoarding my tokens a little bit for the next while. Also, tempted to max those rocket launchers. Maxing rocket launchers costs an absolute metric ship ton, though, so we are going to be holding off. I am not going to be parking this account. I don't care. I am playing this account till the end of the season, even if that means I end up down in gold. Don't care. Anyways, this is what we've been doing. I'm going to show you some replays here. Generally speaking, I have been getting 4 engine rooms every single battle except for the one that I started just now and then stopped recording the video to start all over. So Hitachi or something like that. Going to quickly show you my general thought process. Getting rid of some form of target, high value target, either a shock launcher or a doom cannon or both if they're not placed well. Using that right-hand wall flare to get my tanks spread out, dropping some tanks late, and then bringing Bullit along the inside path so that he can taunt the Doom Cannon, the Shock Launcher, even this Boom Cannon right here, letting my heavies get shot in the face and die, and then just taunting our way to success. So that is all there is to it. If someone doesn't have shock launchers or they don't have a doom cannon, it's even easier, but generally speaking, if we can barrage a doom cannon or a shock launcher, it just makes everything better. So, gonna quickly show you against 3 character squiggles. Same sort of thing you see right about here. Come on, getting along that right-hand wall and then getting rid of a shock launcher. I don't like dealing with 2 shock launchers. If Bullit gets caught in that Bermuda Triangle of 2 shock launchers and Bullit, bad things happen. Microwaver not doing any damage. Look at Bullit's health. Taking all the shots to the dome doesn't matter because he's taunting. And then all of a sudden he stops taunting and his health goes way down. So it's all about keeping Bullit taunting, keeping those tanks moving on forwards. More squiggles McDiggles here, getting rid of Doom Cannon and then coming onto this right-hand side and just cruising on up. You'll see bullets dropped along that left-hand wall. The number one mistake I see is people dropping Bullit too early. See these heavies out front? They are just taking shots to the face, saving us gunboat energy so that we don't have to shock anything too early. Bullit gets there and then it's all over. We can do the rest of our shocking and taunting and moving forwards. All sorts of good stuff happening. Actually, I want to show you one more base. Scooby's here. Scooby's base was very interesting to me because it's all front-loaded, and I assume a bunch of people fail against this base, but same sort of deal. Getting rid of that Doom Cannon means that all of a sudden, everything is right in front of us, dropping our heavies out front. Right about there. Heavies are going to distract things, and then bringing our tanks in behind, also bringing Bullit in behind. You see, I didn't get rid of that shock launcher. Typically, I don't like 2 shock launchers, but the fact that that one's right at shore just means that it's not a concern whatsoever. All of our stuff just cruising on forward, Bullit taunting way lots of stuff. So anytime you can get Bullit taunting 4 or 5 high value defenses, you're going to win. It's that simple. And then just cruising through this person's base, no problem at all. So Scooby, your base was very interesting. I love seeing different bases, but definitely could use some tweaks as we get all of the engine rooms just like that. I decided to go get all the defenses just for fun. Nonetheless, let's get into this, do a live battle. Big breath moment here. My live battles when I'm recording this season have been terrible. I blame the Deuce season. Let's go. Finding opponent. Question mark. So this one looks fairly straightforward. No shock launchers means that we can do all sorts of good stuff. Now I might be able to get that two flamethrowers and the Doom Cannon, but I'm going to go super conservative and just go somewhere in that neighborhood. Now, likely did not destroy the Doom Cannon yet. Typically, it takes 4 artilleries. I like to do 3, then drop my troops, and then come back and see if it went down, because sometimes if people don't have defensive building health, it actually does go down. There goes that. You probably are saying to yourself, well, why don't you just scout? And I agree, I probably should, but more often than not, I forget to do so, dropping Bullit way late. Now, what that means is by the time he gets to that flag, these 2 machine guns should be gone, which means that Bullit's going to probably target that rocket launcher or something in that neighborhood. Heavies, look at this. No shocks yet, and no tanks lost, all thanks to those heavies standing out front. As I say that, of course, we lose a couple tanks, but no big deal because all of the things are going very to plan at the moment. Also, one note, don't leave machine guns sitting there by themselves because they make themselves fantastic targets for machine guns, and then just taunting all of this stuff. Like, look how good that taunt is. Bullit getting all of the high value stuff. Nothing even looking at our tanks at the moment. Bullit just taunting away as the rest of our tanks move on forwards. Now, for whatever reason, I think mostly because my base is terrible, people against my base are getting 2 engine rooms basically every single attack. So clearly my base needs some work. My other base, people are only getting 1 engine room, but it is what it is. So now at this point, we are just going to keep trying to get a taunt out. Desperately need that taunt. Bullit dies so incredibly fast if you're not taunting. Now, the next thing, we need that boom cannon to go down so that we can get the heck away from all of this stuff. I think we are going to lose yet again. Yep, we are. So I said person without shock launchers is an easy win. Turns out I suck at Boom Beach. We're going to keep going though, because I promise I've got some tank skills. They just like to hide and they get a bit shy at times. So this right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, just get it rocking, get it rolling. Tank. Let's not overthink this. And then tank, heavy. Bullit coming. Bullit's going to be late. Bullit's going to be very late to this party, simply because there are a lot of heavies that are going to be doing a lot of work here in about a second or 2. Now my heavies are far to that left-hand side, so I'm going to drop all of this stuff over to that right. See if we can't shock all of... Look at that shock. That was absolutely magical. Come on. That was worth the price of admission right there. Getting all of those defenses in one shock was magic. And now those critters are going to distract all of the things for us, waiting for Bullit to show up. Don't even need to use a taunt yet because nothing is targeting Bullit quite yet. And then that Doom Cannon is about to come alive, so we're going to get some shocks out in there. Just look at these value shocks. Boom Cannon, Doom Cannon, 3 cannons all in the same shock. So much goodness. And then watch this. We can just throw some critters back there. That's going to help distract that shock launcher. Also likely going to distract that Doom Cannon. Just clearing all of the things. Finally, a decent attack. It is so much better to get a good attack. I realize that sounds absolutely stupid, but that is the case. Sometimes I get so frustrated with all of these things that I just can't get my head above water, but at this moment we are basically guaranteed to get all the engine rooms, and they had a Doom Cannon and 2 shock launchers, so far better attack. Just a matter of getting Bullit where we wanted him to be and saving all of our gunboat energy for when we got into this kill area right here. Look how much health Bullit has. That is ridiculous. He is basically full health, and we've only lost like 2 tanks. We'll call it 2. Actually, it was way more than that. But moving back into the 20 tier, I am not going to be pushing to Diamond in this video. That is way too much time commitment, and we are not going to do it. Taking a while here. Hopefully this is not a 5 engine room. Nope, it's not. So smart Doom Cannon placement, nothing touching it. No shock launchers though, so I'm just going to get rid of you. High value right there. 2, 3, and 4. Look how much GBE we still have left. We've still got 83 gunboat energy. No problem at all. Now I'm going to go over into here. I'm going to send a boat of heavies first, because that way the heavies can get shot in the face. And then we're going to drop all sorts of more tanks. And we're just going to chill for a bit. Going to absolutely relax. Let our heavies get shot square in the face. They are going to then distract that boom cannon as the tanks come up and shoot it in the face. And then we're going to drop Bullit back in here. All of those heavies should be dead by about the time he arrives to save the day. And then we're just going to cruise through this base like it was made of butter. Now, chances of it actually going that smoothly, don't really know, but we might as well give it a shot. Trying to practice our difficult shocks there. Didn't really need to shock that back boom cannon, but really doesn't hurt. Might as well hit it just so that we can say we did, and then miss it the second time around when it actually matters. That is right up my alley. Missing the tough shocks when I need them, hitting them when I don't. Hitting them when I don't even try to is kind of the funny thing. Nonetheless, this base is dead. There is no chance we don't get all 4 engine rooms. There is just no boom cannons back in here that we need to worry about. All of the stuff is right in front of us, and Bullit has so much health, it's ridiculous. So just as long as we don't run out of gunboat energy, which we won't, we can just cruise through all of this stuff. Now, I'm not quite sure why people keep getting 2 engine rooms against me, but there is a chance this person completes my base. It hasn't happened in probably 20 battles, but we still need to hurry a little bit, just because it would really suck to sit here and taunt and talk about how amazing our attack is going. Nope, there we go. So they have retreated. They did the good guy, good gal approach where they retreat. I mean, you don't need to retreat quite so early because the other person's still attacking, but don't be a deuce. Just get in here and retreat if the retreat is needed. And yesterday's video, there's a person that frustrated me, and I tried not to say the French word for shower, I believe it was. I was going to go shower canoe is my general approach to that, but we don't need to start name calling here on this channel because we're pulling out wins. All we do is win. Back into 20. I went out of 20 outside the video, but my encoding video not going well for some reason. Not entirely sure, but something's using up all of my GPU. Let's go. Big breath there. We're going to do one more attack with tanks, hoping that we can keep pushing forward into the diamond tier, not in this video, but just in general. Now, this person's base, they don't have a shock launcher touching 3 things. They don't have a doom cannon touching 3 things. So, little bit of a smart base. We're going to still go something like this, though. Getting rid of that shock launcher, step number 1. Doing some damage to that engine room doesn't hurt, but isn't really being super helpful. And then tank. Also, gonna drop a couple more heavies. We'll drop Bullit way over here, nice and early, because they don't have the ability to stop us, I don't think. No Sky Shield means they do have a Flotsam, but I think that we should be able to just cruise through all this stuff without a heck of a lot of difficulty. Even those heavies hitting the boom mines there, like, they don't necessarily have to distract defenses, but the fact they're clearing boom mines just so helpful. Now we can get 1 shock for all this right-hand stuff as Bullit cruises up that left-hand side. So we've got a great split of our troops right now. Just need Bullit to stay in front of all of these things and not head too far off to that right-hand side. Otherwise, we're going to have a bad time. Now, I actually managed to get my left and right straight for once. I don't know what it is about warships. If you hear me say left and I actually mean right, please give me the benefit of the doubt that I know I'm not completely idiotic. Honestly, it's the only time that I make that mistake is in warships and Boom Beach sometimes. But in real life, I don't know what it is about Boom Beach or my screen or the fact that the warship is slightly slanted to the left or the right. Just screws with my head every single time. But you see that right-hand side cannon is the last thing that could possibly stop us. It is gonzo. Bullit is still taunting. All of our tanks moving forward. That Flotsam might get 1 tank. Nope, got 0 tanks. So that is why tanks are not the answer to warships. I mean, not tanks, Flotsams, I should say. Flotsams have long overlived their stay. Down go all of the engine rooms. Opponent has already retreated. There is nothing that can stop us here. I don't think that sniper tower is gonzo, and at this point, it's all done but the crying. So not doing any sort of trolling or anything like that. If you have been retreating and throwing your last artillery on the engine room or something like that, do share a replay with me. I do get a chuckle out of those, even though I probably shouldn't. But nonetheless, down goes the last engine room. So tanks are slow, but darn if they're not efficient. You can get all 4 engine rooms, most attacks, with a little bit of skill. I definitely don't have a lot of skill. I've got some tank skill, but if I can do it, you can do it. And that's the thing about Heavy Zuka. Heavy Zuka is pretty tough at times. Tanks, on the other hand, don't need to worry about smoke or timings a little bit less. One last battle just to tempt fate. I've been in and out, and trying to record these videos not all at once. I find that it helps my sanity to do things in a little bit of some attacks here, some attacks there, and then kind of stitch them together. This one, shock launcher, well placed. Nothing's really of value back there. I can shock all of that, so all I'm going to do here is get rid of this shock launcher right about here. That should allow me to just cruise right up the gut and take this puppy down. Same sort of things. Just feels like a little bit of insanity doing the same things over and over and over again. I definitely try to mix things up as far as when I drop things, but overall, just getting all of the heavies, all of the tanks over and getting them coming forwards as opposed to coming at it from an angle, I find that makes all the difference in the world. And also just mixing it up so that all my heavies aren't in one spot, because it can be really frustrating when all of your heavies are just getting pounded by one rocket launcher, getting taken out by one rocket launcher. And look how valuable that shock is going to be. Not quite yet, but the fact that we can shock 4 boom cannons and a doom cannon and a cannon and is going to be so good in about 10 seconds or so. Bullit taking out a bunch of mines, also incredibly good. This time it's just all about keeping that taunt going, because if we're not keeping that taunt going, we're going to get murdered. Our faces are going to get absolutely murdered. So I can't stress it enough. I know I've said it a ton this video, and that is for a very good reason. Keep your taunt active, and you have to be super duper aware of when those shock launchers are coming, because if you can't get a taunt out because he's shocked, his health will just plummet, like absolutely plummet. So right about now, for example, watch his health. Our taunt wasn't out for a little bit, didn't quite give the example that I was hoping for, but nonetheless, get that taunt out there as much as you can. Also be aware of those boom cannons hidden back there. I have not seen a base that you can't throw a flare back there or critters back there. Basically every single base that is set up like this, not a problem at all. So just keep either critters back in that corner, or you can shock in that back corner, or even just flare back there. All things are good. I'm just going to back away over into this neighborhood for zero reason. There is no benefit to doing this, but figured let's just move on over, finish this base off, and just like that, that is the video for today. Huge news on my side. Finally got my vaccination appointment. Looking forward to that. Extra stars from the win streak, slowly but surely moving this account up into diamond. And like I said before, this account will not be parked. Going down from 2 accounts to 1 account just makes things way more manageable. And as you can see here, sitting here at 303 battles, about 180 fewer battles than my other account. Does that mean that artillery is better than Barrage? Or does it mean that tanks are better than Heavy Zuka? You tell me. I am not entirely certain. Anyways, as always, thank you for coming in. I greatly appreciate all of the kind comments and suggestions and details and questions and all that sort of stuff. If you value this video, or I have entertained or helped or educated you in any way, do consider throwing ZMOT in your creator boost. If not me, please consider throwing another Boom Beach creator in there in any of your Supercell games. Doesn't just have to be Boom Beach. Anyways, as always, thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Peace!